sample this.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the late night table where no topics are off limits. No opinion is too wild, and the streets always have a seat. Holding it down tonight, raw, unfiltered, and ready to shake things up, I am your host, the one and only Tiang, G-A-N-G, gang. This is me. This is the Black Table. Definitely not doing this alone tonight at the Black Table. We've got Stevenator on my right in the building. He's a powerhouse in the music game, a seasoned artist manager, and the man who once steered the ship for Ashake himself. Let's welcome Stevenator in the house.
Thank you, my brother.
Welcome to the Black Table.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Yeah. Now, also joining me on my left is no stranger to the media space, radio, social media, you name it. He is the law to criticism and controversy. We have the young, talented, gifted Dami Dawson on the Black Table for the first time.
Jesus is
Welcome
king.
to the Black Table, Dami Dawson.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
All right, now since I took someone's spot as the host, somebody took my spot as the barman. The controversial, we love to hate him, we hate to love him, the one and only Q to the MF Jones. Quincy Jones, how are you?
I don't know about the MF, but yeah, what's up, man?
Yes.
I'll find out. Wait,
The
so I
MF,
need to, I want to give free shout
stands
out.
for, check this out, the MF stands for money and finance. Don't get it wrong.
Amen to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And the week has been great.
It has
I think
been.
this week has been super productive.
You know, you look it. You look like you've had a
I'm
good
just
week.
happy that I've, no, it was too much work, but, we delivered.
All right, we're going to wrap up the month of August in style. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we jump straight into our quick fires. We'll be taking a look at some of the comments made by an ex-Super Eagles striker, Brown Ideye, as he made some comments on athletes and about them being broke. Also, we'll take a look at other stories that made the rounds during the week when we come back from this break. Get your glasses filled and stay tuned to the Black Table. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. This is the Black Table, and if my prompter is telling me what it's supposed to be telling me, we're starting with some great tweets from Lord Lamba. Lord Lamba tweeted, "If she is able to pay all her bills without your assistance, she cannot listen to you." Now, we're trying to explore a couple of angles here. There's another discussion we're going to have. Is the average Nigerian man scared of empowered women? If money dictates respect, what happens when she earns more forever? Should men adapt, or should women humble themselves regardless of income? All right, I'm going to start with somebody that seems to have a lot of the money, Mr. Stevenator.
Nah,
What are your
you
thoughts
already
on
said
this?
it's Quincy that has all the money, money and finance. I'm just.
Let's not start boxing, man.
Yeah.
This
Yo,
is
let's
our
not
line that
start,
you
please,
telling
yo.
on
Me,
this
I'm
So
show.
let's start with you. So she's making more money. Have you ever experienced a woman that, is making a decent amount?
Yeah, so I'm blessed to have a wife who is very industrious. She's got certain businesses that she's doing. She's a movie director. She earns her own money. And I'm proud to say that I marry one of the best, because there are times where, she supports the house. Like, I don't have to send money to the house. She does what she needs to do. If she needs to get stuff for the kids, she does that. She needs to get fuel in the gen in the house. She does that. So for me, I think it's perspective. It depends on how the woman sees you. If you both are in a relationship and then she respects you, she loves you, of course she'll be willing to do whatever it takes to make sure you're happy. It doesn't matter if she has money or not. There are women who don't have money, but then they have stuff to give the man besides money. Respect, speaking well about the man in public, defending the man.
And it tells a lot about how she was raised.
Exactly. It tells about.
So when you say that, obviously you still make more than she does.
So that's why I said it's perspective.
So
There are women
because if she made more than you, do you
Yeah.
think the relationship would still be the same?
Yeah, of course it would. Again, it depends on the woman. It depends on how she sees the man and how she values true relationship. But then, let's go back to the very beginning. From the very start, Adam and Eve. It was man to work, woman to support. So regardless of how much she makes, how influential she is, she still has to be under the man. Not just, please, that's not what I mean when I say under. You get what I mean? Yeah, before they say, I'm saying under. Like, she still has to be in a home, and then she's supposed to support the man. I mean, let's look at the richest woman in Africa. She's still married. Her marriage is fine. We've not heard the husband coming out to say, "Oh, my wife disrespects me." So I just think it's the Gen Z
And it
influence.
depends on the woman.
Yeah.
So let's bring in someone that's closer to the Gen Z generation, Danny Dawson.
Oh, what makes you think I'm closer?
Out of all of us here, you're closer to the Gen Z generation.
Why do you think so?
Can you be with a woman that makes more than you? And what are your thoughts?
That makes more than me. No, I can't. I think I'm a typical African man. And I think if you look at the dynamics of African men, you're thought to be the providers and you're thought to be the protectors. And I'm not sure how much of protection you can do when you're not earning as much as your wife is earning. I think it's only, I would attribute it mostly to what we were taught growing up. I don't think the Western world would agree with me, you know, because they don't exactly think, or they're not bothered about who is earning more. They're more about, you know, building the family and ensuring that things are just, you know, proper for both the dad, the mom, and the kids. But as an African man, you want to be able to take charge of the family, and taking charge of the family means you're providing the most. And
So if she's making
by
more than you,
extension-
you can't have a woman make more than you.
Well, I mean, things can change, but at the moment, no.
Okay.
Me, I'll be a stay-home dad. Man. I don't have a problem with that.
Now, I think I
And I'm
know
a Yoruba man, by the way.
I think I know Quincy's response, but I want to hear it from his mouth. Quincy, your thoughts?
You would know.
Yeah,
You would know.
I would.
It's simple. But before I touch on that point, so there are too many variables to this, right? One would be the kind of man, right? The kind of man now has multiple branches, right? They're the lazy men. They're the men that work hard, right? I think you would appreciate if your wife was earning a whole lot of money if you were working really hard for yours as well.
Yeah.
Typically, right? There's that angle. Then there's the other side to it, which is some women, right? They don't understand they don't understand the concept of being in certain positions. They've never had to be in those positions, so they misbehave, right? So we're not going to totally negate the understanding of certain men that say women misbehave when they make more. No, some women misbehave fantastically, if I may.
Yeah.
Right? There's that angle. But coming to me, right, bro, I'm tearing down things to walk, to earn every kobo.
Right.
Dude, I want my woman to be rich. And the other part of knowing the kind of man now comes to, even as a person, if my friend earns $1 million today, I would celebrate. It's just natural. I don't know, but I realize that, right? If my friend earns $1 million, you hit a jackpot today, I'll celebrate your stuff like it was mine.
it was mine.
I'm not asking you for jack, right? So if I can do that to someone else outside, bruv, my wife, that's the only thing I will post. I will post her like crazy. Now, the other part would be this. Working on yourself is very important. Now speaking to women, right? Working on yourself is very important, right? To the point where being at a level where you are more in control financially, or rather you make more, let's just say you make more financially than your husband, does not give room for certain things.
Certain
right?
disrespect.
Exactly. A guy got married. I'll give you just a quick story. A guy got married. Mans is living in a 3-bedroom apartment somewhere in like Yaba. Gets married to this babe. Babe owns a house. She's owned the house for about 4 years, living in like Lekki Phase 1. And man says she needs to move out of the house and come live with him in Yaba. To me, it makes absolutely no goddamn sense.
No sense, bro. I was gonna say that.
If you're a hardworking man trying to make it, right, you know that it makes no goddamn sense. Now, take, for instance, maybe you live in the UK or the US where you have to pay mortgage and all of that stuff. Now, you can get in there and start handling the mortgage if you really want to be the man. You know, it is scratch your belly.
things.
You see, there are other ways to step in. And then, last but not the least, men, understand this. Because you're dating a woman or because you're with a particular woman, right, does not mean you still don't have to go through the routine of setting yourself. Setting yourself in this case is this. If I meet a random guy that's gang and I meet a random guy that's Stevenator and Cole, right?
Yeah.
I would place myself a certain way. I want to appear a certain way. I'm not trying to lord over. I'm just, I'm a good person. This is who I am. You need to do that in your relationship and don't just randomly expect that, the title of the head will be given to you. Actions need to follow.
Yeah,
let it be known that
you
if
need to
Madam
act
makes
like the person that deserves the respect that you're supposed
And
to
it
get.
flows effortlessly.
So the issue I would say from my end on Lamba's tweet is that kind of message targets the insecurity in some men that will make men strive for women who are less.
Yeah.
You get me? That means you might see a woman, but because your standard is, I don't want somebody that's up to a certain level. I want somebody that is kind of lesser than me. So that's what you would go for.
Not really. I'm not trying to defend him, but I think the view is very straight. Every man knows this. Make we no lie. It's a lot easier with someone that's financially, not in your level financially. Things are a lot easier. So things move a lot faster. Things move a lot faster. Things a lot easier. Wait now. It's true. Now real life, right? It's true. Right?
It flows better.
Yes.
But let me tell you something.
And then you don't have to strive for control or try to be a certain way to get a certain
but
thing
To be
done.
honest,
So that's what he's speaking from. His peace of mind.
Yeah, but at the same time,
sort.
it would shock you that there are women who don't even have up to 100,000 in their account. They've got guts to, how will I even put it? They've got guts, they've got demands, they've got the level of disrespect that a woman who controls billions does not have.
now.
Yeah. So that's why your point is very valid when you said it depends on the woman and the kind of woman she is. I'm married and I'm sure my wife is almost like your wife. There's no amount of money my wife would make today that would change the way she treats me.
Do you think it's a function of how you've placed yourself?
It's it's how I've placed myself and how she is, the kind of person she is.
Exactly.
Bro, listen
So
to this.
the truth is here,
so-
I'll say this here. People think that money changes people. It doesn't. What it does is that it amplifies what you already have. If you have bad character and you are just listening to people because you don't have money, the moment you have money,
That bad character would shine.
it will pop out.
amplifies.
Before we
And
wrap
then,
up, I want to hear more of what Dami says, because Dami was standing on, that African thing that he has to make sure that he's always the one in charge, providing and having all the ends.
There's a bit of me providing, but it's a bit of her supporting what I'm providing, to ensure that we have a good family. I'm not saying that I outrightly, or intentionally go for a woman that earns less than me. I'm just saying there's a pride in earning more than your wife.
Yeah.
As a typical African man. And I said again, I'm a Yoruba man, and just based off experience and background and things I've seen and have, heard over the years, not just from my dad, but from those before my dad, it is just a natural flow. It's just the status quo, like this is what it should be. You as the man should earn more than the woman. But if she earns more, it's not a problem. It doesn't change anything. But ideally, in your mind, in your head, I'm not saying you're meeting someone for the first time and you're like, oh, how much do you earn? You earn 1 billion. Oh, I earn 100 million. I'm sorry, we can't be together. That's not the picture I'm painting.
Yeah.
I'm just like, the onus is on you to work harder to ensure that you're earning as much as she's earning. Maybe just like 1,000 more, or even 100 naira more.
All right. Well said. Thank you for clearing that. Now let's move on from women making money to another controversy. Super Eagles ex-Super Eagles star Brown Ideye says that footballers who go broke after retirement deserve jail time. His point, he says many athletes make fortunes but fail to plan wisely.
I agree.
Now we're going to look into this. Should the NFF, clubs, or even government mandate pension retirement schemes for players? Are players victims of their baller lifestyle or of a system that doesn't protect them when the spotlight fades? I totally disagree
100%.
with this statement.
Because
100%. If you're going to apply this to athletes, I love the fact that Stevenator is here. I'll apply this to artists as well.
Yeah.
Artists that see a big paycheck, that make millions, and at the end of the day, 10 years after their career,
Yes.
in
It's not, I'm
shambles.
sorry, gang, but I disagree with you.
So let's
It's not
start
the
with
same.
let's start with Quincy Jones.
Let me just.
So what do you think about
let
his
me touch
statement
on-
about footballers going to jail for being broke after retirement?
Footballers and artists are different. An artist would have to put down, if he makes $300,000, he might have to put down another $150,000 just to make the next record work, right? You agree?
100%.
A footballer does not. Now, for the question is, should we implement some form of pension and retirement fund and stuff? I believe that is already there, right? I don't know about the NFF, but I think it's already there in already established clubs because these
Established
are
clubs.
genuine employments,
Right.
right? You would take tax, all of that, you
Yeah.
take pensions and the whole 9 yards. The question here now is, how much is the pension exactly?
That's right.
Right. I'm sorry. We need to come to a realistic point, which is, if I'm playing at a top flight football club, I'm playing in Barcelona. Imagine, let me even be on the bench. I'm playing in Barcelona. What do you expect me to do? Be living in Akuonjo type of area in Spain? No. There's a lifestyle to, meet up to. There's certain perks or certain things that you must have around you to make your life easy. You can't be bothering about your living situation, driving situation, and a couple of all these messy, little things when your main focus is to be as fit as possible mentally and physically, right? So that statement, I understand where it's coming from or where the question led, but it is absolutely wrong. There are too many factors and variables that already point to say, look, this is what this is, this is what this is, this is what this might be. Now, let's now move to the other side of this thing, which is, we're talking about Nigerians now, which is the set of people around these athletes, footballers, superstars. Bruv, I'm sorry, a lot of them don't have the best. But unfortunately, the selection process is usually governed by how I was or who was with me before I blew up, right?
Yeah, your day ones.
Yeah, my day ones, quote unquote. But did my day ones do the job in reference to earning a spot to be around me, right?
Yeah.
You say, oh, my guy now, he studied at banking and finance for school, so he should be my financial advisor because I knew him back then and he always reached out when I was doing tryouts. No, man. You need to get the right people around you.
right professionals.
They're scamming these guys on a daily basis.
Right.
So that
Right.
means it still boils down to personal decisions.
Not,
Because
not entirely.
So the thing is here, when you play for top flight football, obviously someday your career is going to come to an end.
Yeah.
What do you do with all the monies that come in? Of course, I agree with you. I mean, you can't be playing for Barcelona and be living in a low life area. Of course, you have to live somewhere very expensive and safe. But then there are financial managers. There are people who are supposed to help you manage your funds. It's fast when you're on the top because things just go pa 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 pa, and you're trying to keep fit. You're trying to stay ahead of your game and what have you. Your finance is not what you're thinking about. I think the right thing to do at times like that is get a proper financial manager, not depending on the club, because the club tomorrow they might say, oh, they don't want you no more.
Of course.
Right.
And
It's
then-
a job.
Yeah, it's a job. So I think that where he's coming from is actually talking to the players themselves.
Yeah.
If you're making so much money, if you're making 100 euros, spend all the 80 euros and keep 20 euros for yourself. Because at the end of the day, my bro, it's hard. It's hard to calm down. You see, it's better for someone who's never been rich before to maintain poverty and live the lifestyle. But if you've been rich before and then you come, oh my goodness, it's terrible. So I think that the players should make it an individual effort to make sure they plan their financial lives and not depend on the club or depend on
So
other
that
people
was
to
the
help them.
angle why I compared them to artists in the first place, because this should be applicable to people that make a certain amount of money
Yes.
and are not going to be there always.
Yes.
They're not going to be on top always. So
Let's
if you're
take,
making
sorry,
it-
just to cut you short, let's take Diogo Jota for an example. The guy that died
Yeah,
shortly.
Liverpool.
Liverpool said they're going to pay the remaining of his salary. His contract is not expired, it expires. Until the contract expires, they are going to pay the
Continue to
family
pay,
the salary. That is out of good faith. Now, they were very specific. They said when the contract ends, they stop paying. So imagine if he doesn't make provision for his family.
Yeah.
You get me? So I think it's a personal decision.
It's a
If
personal
when you're
decision.
making money, you got to keep some for rainy days.
So it applies to people that make money.
Right.
What are your thoughts, Dan?
I think it's possible for Brown to say this. He's probably saving some money and he's doing good.
Yeah.
And he's just not excited with how his colleagues, I'm guessing mostly Nigerians, who have gotten the chance to play outside Nigeria and earn some good money. He's not excited with how they ended up, most of them.
Yeah.
And he's saying that I can do it, then you can also do it.
Yeah.
And if you come out later and you're like, oh, you need the government to support you or this to happen, this to happen. I didn't have the government support. I got some money, I was able to save some and keep some, you know. So if I can do it, you can do it. That's basically what he's saying, I think, yeah.
Which goes to what you said as well. It's based on your own personal preference and your lifestyle.
Right.
Look at the Falcons that the president gave them that crazy amount, 100,000 US dollars.
Yeah.
So nobody expects them to go broke after that.
Yeah.
Right.
So generally, when you live that kind of life, you know, you should be expected to make something of yourself.
And you know, it's crazy that the more money you make, the more tax you pay.
Yeah.
So
Before we wrap up, Quincy has something on his mind.
I'm also going to touch on something. I think we're losing track of core realities, right? Core reality dictates that the typical average lifespan of a footballer would be from, let's hope that they start as early as possible, let's say 20, worst case scenario, 20 to 35. So it's 15 years, right?
Yeah.
So in those 15 years, I'm supposed to earn, save, and prepare for rainy days. I retire at 36, right? Typically, average would be 36. I retire at 36, and then, bro, I don't know if you know this. In football, we say that guy is super old. Real life, that's a young boy, right? Then there is a whole new 35 years for him to live his life, right? Now there's a ton of these monies. He has to invest, do some things, and a couple of other things. Now that is where reality kicks in. Because during the course of earning the money, he must have tried to invest in different things. And I don't know if you know how investments work. Some of them are garbage. Quite a lot works out, you know? So saying this to say that a lot of them have, I know a couple people that have heard about investments that they made that was supposed to go well, right? But we know in the public now that they broke. No one knows the backstory. So I'm trying to paint the realistic part of this. Just because he work for you, no me say he go work for everybody.
Exactly.
The real estate that you
Yep.
put your money in that worked for you might not work for someone else.
True.
So, you know, don't try to judge everyone like they're not planning for their future.
But there's a bare minimum that people just have expectations.
Yeah, bare minimum is
always be
eating
there.
and feeling. They're living their lives.
You know,
It will
so
always be there.
it's the lifestyle.
Yes.
You choose a certain lifestyle.
Yes.
All right, we're going to take a break, moving away from Lamba, moving away from football. We're going to fill up our glasses. You should do the same at home. When we come back, the Black Table continues. Stay tuned. All right, we're back having some great conversations behind the scenes. So here's one of the books that we're going to be talking about right now. A lady in Asaba allegedly collected 50,000 naira transport fare from a guy to come and see him. And she ghosted. My guy did not just let it slide. He dragged her to court and walked away with 450,000 naira compensation.
Correct
Now
guy.
the streets are asking, is this justice served or just pure pettiness? Should women be held accountable for chopping transport money and not showing up? Or guys should know better than to send it in the first place? Check out this video before we start our discussion.
I won't take your money.
I wasn't in the business of sending people money.
I don't even feel it's necessary for a guy to send you money to come and see him.
The only person I ever sent money to come visit was my wife, and she did came.
It just boils down to what you say afterwards.
I'm a lover girl. Send me money, I will come and meet you.
It boils down to who you're dealing with.
You want to see me, we meet in the public.
I feel that if you are in the business of that, please return the money. Don't be a fraud. You collect money, you do people, you stay away. Please, that's not good.
You don't bail on someone after they send you money and be like, how much is it? How much did you send? No, calm down.
If you're not interested, then fine.
I said it all boils down to the kind of person you're dealing with, and the person wants to visit you. You can send them money and they will come.
Even if it was as little as I don't feel like coming, explain, I'll be ready to refund.
I personally am not going to be with somebody who transportation is a problem.
I'm not coming to meet you anywhere that it is not the public. So if you're sending me money, it's probably a sending to come and see you at a restaurant or a lounge or somewhere to talk.
If transportation, the basic, is a problem for you, then that's a red flag. I mean, you should be able to at least afford transportation.
Like the last point.
All right, they shared their comments. When I heard this story, I was surprised that it even got to court in the first place. But now I want to start from the bar. I want to start from Quincy Jones. Because he seems like somebody that in his days has paid people to come over.
Bro, I mean, unless you want to lie to yourself, man.
Yeah.
Everybody has paid the guy.
Yeah.
You don't pay transport fare.
Agree.
You see, transport fare is different from.
So that you pay before or after?
You understand?
But you will pay.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
To and fro. Come on, man. You're not
Has to be to and fro.
Yeah, paying transport fare is normal.
So let's talk about the feeling of paying somebody to come over and the person doesn't show up.
If you are also a guy, you have experienced that. You see, but bro, this particular story is brilliant. It's beautiful. You see, I sometimes think I'm petty, but then the Lord shows me new ways
of pettiness.
Dude took her to court over 50 bags and got 450
in Nigeria.
That's my guy. In Nigeria. Now, this is the plot twist, right? If I'm not mistaken, the story says that this particular lady was living in Ideye, Asaba, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not certain how that works in reference to transportation from Asaba to Abuja, right? But in the long video, she said, saying nothing. But in the long video, she said, she highlighted how 50K wasn't enough transportation to show up in Abuja.
Yeah.
So is it possible that dude was playing a game to get some check? Because I heard the ABJ boys be moving like that sometimes. Some ABJ boys be moving like
Allegedly.
that. Allegedly, you see.
Wow.
You know what? There's a video of this lady, I think her name is Jennifer. There's a video of her, a clip of some of the statements that she made after the whole case. And her emphasizing how she has paid the money. And she has a couple of things to say. Let's hear from the video.
I just want to share my own side of the story because this whole thing is circulating on the internet. So I'll just cut the whole sub story and just make it very short. Emmanuel sent me money for transportation that he wanted to see me. But Emmanuel is a friend that I met online. I don't really know him. I've never met him in person. So before Emmanuel sent that money to me for transportation, I told him that he should come over to my city. He said no, that he cannot go to visit a woman, blah, 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 that he wants me to come. So he kept telling me that he wants me to come, I told him, me too, I cannot go and visit a man that I don't really know. I've never met before, right? So, I don't know, out of the blue, he just, some of you men, you guys are very stupid and crazy, but let me just keep that part. Out of the blue, this guy just sent me 50,000 naira. Now, he sent me that 50,000 naira with a text message saying that this is your transportation. I want to see you tomorrow. Like, you're doing alpha mail for me.
All right, that's some of what you wanted to say. Quincy, let's start with you.
I'm sorry. You see, I would like to receive out of the blue money without me sending an account number. Right? The major question is very simple. How did he get your account number to send you 50 bags?
Exactly.
Yep.
But there was a lot of out of the blue. She started on it so much, she said out of the blue 3 times.
Yeah, she
It's
didn't explain
it's a
nothing in
blue
the video.
account.
Yeah.
So dude sends you money. I think this is my conclusion of the situation. She wasn't happy at the amount that she received.
Yeah.
You see. She wasn't happy about it. She wanted more. Dude found other means. There was even some point where she claimed that dude, harassed her by getting people to call her and threaten her. and the whole 9 yards and stuff. And then she claims that she tried to send the money back to him, and he refused. He said she must show up. You know, he was trying to give ritual vibes. I can't even lie. But the truth of the story still remains, bruv, you're dead wrong for this, right? If you're collecting money, show up. You see?
Yeah.
So
if you're
let
not
me-
going to collect money, don't show up.
Let me come to Dami.
So, first off, I'm not sure she had a good lawyer in court, because if she did have a good lawyer, I think.
They'd have had an argument
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
First is she probably wanted to fly a plane to go meet him in Abuja. And 50K obviously can't do that, right?
At all.
Right. So she sent the account number thinking it was going to send an actual money. Let's say 300K or 500K. I could, use the plane, then use the, do transport to get to you and all.
Yeah.
And the guy sent 50K. And the girl is like, what will 50K do for me?
As an
And
Asaba girl.
and she said it again that I requested for his account number because 50K can't do anything for me. And he didn't
Yeah,
send
but
the
where's the
account
proof
number.
of that, though?
Yeah.
I mean, but she said that.
If she had
Where's the
shown
proof
that,
of that, though?
in the courtroom, I'm sure they wouldn't have.
Yeah,
She had a lot to say after the court.
Yeah.
Let me bring Stephen Ato into this. Doesn't this set like a precedent now for other guys that are kind of like being extorted by women?
Well, I mean, with the level of talking stages now on social media and people trying to know themselves and blah, blah, this is still going to happen. Boys are still going to send money and girls
Right.
are still not going to show up.
Right.
It's been there from the beginning of time and it's still going to be there. But at the end of the day, I think it boils down to what the guy really wants. Probably the guy has envisioned how he's going to, make the stay memorable, blah, 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 and the guy decides not to show up, and that's why he decided to go to court and what have you.
Make the stay memorable.
Yeah.
I like that.
But this is not going to stop. It's still going to happen. And a lot of people are going to sue. But of course, if you have your evidence, if you say, oh, send me your account, I want to send you back the money, of course, the court is going to know that
So, let's go back to, I know you're married now, but during your day, during your heydays,
Yes, I mean,
when you were just Stephen,
yeah.
have you ever sent anybody money to come over?
Yes, I have.
And did they come over?
Yes, they did.
Has anybody ever disappointed you?
Yeah, a couple of times. I was really sad. I was mad. I mean, I ended up blocking them and stuff like that. I was angry, but I never thought of going to court
right?
because, I mean, it's a private matter.
Yeah, it's a
Taking it
private-
to the courtroom is just going to be crazy and stuff.
Now, I suspect Dami still lives this lifestyle. What about you?
No,
Do you still send
my
money
guy.
for girls to come over?
my guy.
It could be an Uber, it could be anything.
Yeah.
And that money's for different things, right? Not to come over, money to help you, probably, get better with life.
House rent.
Cheers, somebody.
He moved up.
Cheers.
He moved up to house rent and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't pay. I don't hang around girls that need Uber money. Unfortunately.
Okay, to travel
Level up.
interstate.
Yeah.
What about fuel
Interstate,
money? Fuel.
intercontinents.
No. The only thing they like me to do, buy food, like proper like
Like
dining,
you go out
fine
on a
dining,
date
all
and
this type of
stuff,
stuff.
of course.
So
you
you've
know.
never imported somebody from another
No,
town.
we did that back in the day, bro.
So
We
you
did that.
have.
A
So
lot
you
of
have,
them,
right?
I said it back in the day. A lot
okay.
of them, they didn't show up. Not a lot. Some didn't show up. Some did. So the trick is pretty simple. The trick was simple at the time, right?
Yeah.
You do the math, right? You find out the mode of transportation. If the mode of transportation is cab, right?
Yep.
If cab would cost 10 bags, you send 25 bags. You see? They know once they say it's like a bait. You see that bread, it's like, oh, there's more where that came from. If I show up, he would take care of me. And then she shows up, then you take care of her. She goes home and she wants to come back every other day. You see? There's that point.
Professional.
Now the other part is,
Wow.
if it's a plane, if it's 100 bags, you send 300 bags. Right? If
Yep.
you need importation,
Yeah.
you have to be ready to risk it.
I think that's one of
Do
the
you see?
things that put her off. The fact that the money wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Exactly. You could tell.
And she's probably
That's
gotten
what
more.
it is, bro. This girl that I'm saying, Ideye, my show up, my show. That one, she would show up.
Clearly, I won't lie to you. I won't lie. That was the vibe I got.
Yeah.
And clearly, I'm sorry for the disrespect. She seems like a girl that has shown up at many places.
Why number time?
Many places.
Yeah.
For
She never
different
had challenges
amounts.
showing up.
Yeah.
Showing
Until
up is
now.
not showing up.
It's
is
not a
the
problem because she didn't
Yeah.
say, oh, I went to the public transport,
understand?
and then they said
So, like,
50K
what's
was not enough.
50K?
From her house, she knew 50K was not enough to get
You
to
know,
Abuja.
she
You know what I
knew.
mean? Yeah, so she's done it before.
Jennifer, I stand with you, okay? You
She
haven't
no
done it. If it's
transport
your
from
first
house.
time.
Yeah, she's all right.
I understand.
She be all right.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my gosh.
But but then the court itself, like I need to know, because this is the first time I'm hearing of this sort of case being handled in a court, in a Nigerian court. I never
No,
heard of it before.
I think it leaked from what she said. She said nobody was supposed
Nobody
to
was
record.
supposed to record.
So someone
But can I
just,
be honest with
yeah,
you?
Someone
So it
just played a
happens.
smart one.
see,
So it
listen,
probably happened.
if you go, let me, if you want content done, go to a magistrate court and go and hear the kind of cases and reports that people bring in.
Yes.
Okay.
You would be shocked to hear the kind of stories that
Crazy.
people bring.
And not just that. Looking at the case itself, it's clear that the guy had to win, because if proof was shown in the court
that the money was
for-
exchanged for this service,
for
and
this
service
you know,
wasn't
we don't
rendered.
even know what the service was, but
Right,
the
right.
agreement was you have to show up. Right? Oh, you're going to show up? Sure. I'm going to send you some money. And she says, okay, I'll definitely show up. And then she sends that. You know, if the court saw that she tried to refund the money,
wouldn't
saying
have.
she wouldn't come, and there was genuine proof, as she said, and there was genuine proof of being threatened.
Like Dami
Come on,
said,
man.
I'm sure if she had the right lawyers, she wouldn't have had to pay that amount.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's the right lawyers.
the
I
right
think
defense.
so. I think so.
I'm
I think
sorry.
so.
The guy won 450K. How much was the defense the guy had as well?
Well, you have a point there.
Yeah.
Well-
the guy, because I want to believe that if you're going to go at this and also take him to court, right, the cost of your lawyers will be factored into what you're
Yeah,
charging
yeah,
her
exactly.
for, right?
Yeah.
So
But like I
she
said,
needs
the
to.
level of the court, like I said, if it's the magistrate court, that's a very low level, low tier.
Low level, low tier doesn't mean that the cost of the lawyers, right? So if you're going to pay damages and pay for certain things, me that's charging you to court, I factored in, what's it called? I
The
factored
receipts,
in my,
everything of
my
paid.
exactly.
Guys, don't forget.
The cost of my lawyers as well.
Quincy Jones,
Yes, sir.
this is a 50K case. What kind of lawyers do you want to bring?
He got
for
nine. He got 9 times the original amount.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying.
You know, if this was a 100 million naira case, he got 900 million.
Yep.
But it's not. Anyway, they say it's a trick for guys now. Keep sending these girls money to come
Sorry,
over.
actually 400.
And if they fail to show up,
Be at the court.
you cash out.
Show up to court, bro.
All right, we're going to take yet another break. And when we come back, we're going to have our tip and our toast for the day. It's the Black Table. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back to the Black Table. It seems like we're going to wrap up today a little bit early because somebody on the table has imported his own girl that should be there by the time he gets home.
Yeah.
So as usual,
Bless you, brother.
we wrap it up with our just the tip and our toast for the day. We're gonna have Quincy Jones give us some final words and then give us the tip. Stephen H. will give us our toast for the night. Let's have our tip.
Just the tip would go to the Super Eagles conversation first.
Okay.
Right. There may be 2 tips. Right.
Okay. No,
We'll
give us
go
one
there.
tip. Dammy will give us another tip. 2 tips.
I want to give that tip, but okay.
Okay.
The tip would be pretty simple. Guys, make sure you have a proper experienced financial advisor in these situations. Speaking to the Super Eagles now, no matter how much you earn, even as little as 250K a month as a salary, if you have a really good financial advisor, trust me, they will give you the formulas as to how to manage that particular money, right?
Yeah.
Managing your money is very, very important. Yes, that's it.
All right, give us a tip, Dammy.
Tip for me would be you would not play football for the rest of your life. So you should invest. There are certain businesses that are known to yield profit. Food, for example, is one. So you could try investing in food, and hopefully when you're done with football, you have some good money from food.
Let me give one more tip now. Let
Okay,
me
give us one more.
tip.
Give us one more tip. We have time.
Just the tip. If you're importing a babe, prove beyond reasonable doubt that if she shows up, she will be properly catered for.
Yeah,
She would have a time of her life before she goes back home.
It's not ritual.
If she asks for 1, just do X3. If you can afford it. If you can't afford it, don't import. It go be.
With all that said, I wonder what Stephen Ater is going to say for his toast for the night.
Yeah, I would say this to all the hardworking men out there who are thriving to build family values and, wanting to change the world in the smallest unit that there can be. Keep your heads up. Don't give up. I pray you find the right woman for you who's going to support you.
Yes.
Amen. Amen.
We'll do as you said.
Amen.
We will do as you brought.
Amen.
Before we let you
This is a very huge tip.
Cheers.
They said tip. He put the whole thing in.
Before we let you go, apparently
Yes,
you have a new artist that
Yes,
you're
sir.
managing now.
Yes, sir.
Tell
I'm
us a
new
little
artist.
bit so that the people will know. This is a quick plug.
So his name is Next T. He's a great guy. He just dropped his EP. It's called Next Up Olawale. The title of the EP was given to him by Teo Savage. And so far, so good. He's been doing well.
Nice.
I mean, he's just been 1 month and he's done over 3.6 million streams, which is a good number. So with your support and streaming, we're just gonna change the world one time at a time. Yeah.
Let me
And
have him
get-
on my
and-
show.
Get him that financial advisor that Quincy was talking about.
Of course.
you know.
Also, like I said earlier, I have some sort of portfolio right now where I have connects to international markets and stuff. So if you're a great artist, you have what it takes to, show the international market that you are a reputable Nigerian and you have what it takes to put Nigeria on a global scale, please do hit me up. I'm going to listen to your stuff. I have quite a number right now, but keep sending your stuff. You never can tell who might just be the next Ashake.
All right then.
Yeah, of course.
So we're going to call it a night. Thank you for choosing the Black Table. We hope the month of August has been fulfilling. You catch us again in September. And like Olamide says, the darker the night, the brighter the stars. Good night and God bless.
Cheers.
Good night.